Yeah, man, what's up?
Yeah, man. So we just want to reason with the eye. I know you just made it in town, so I know your time is pretty limited because your show starts tomorrow. But we want to reason with you. Well, actually, before we get started, for those who don't know you, I mean, we got a lot of listeners that are into reggae, and of course they're diehard fans. But for those who don't know you and getting to know you for the first time, we want to talk a little bit about Protoje so that they understand who the eye is. One, we give thanks for you tuning in. For those who don't know, I'll give a brief introduction. He's an international reggae artist, a conscious lyricist, international entertainer, and I consider my Rastafari brethren. What we want to know from you, brethren, is we always talk about one's road to reggae, and so everybody's road to reggae starts to me with a name. How did the name Protoje come across? I know your first name is OJ, but how did you put the put it together?
Yeah, it's taken from my real name, OJ, and my friend just thought it would be real cool. And since I be such a student of music, it was fitting.
Yeah, man. So we want to know, what was that moment that hit you that said, this is what I'm going to do with my life. I'm going to be a reggae artist. I'm going to speak to the people. What was that moment?
Well, even more important than being a reggae artist, it was just I knew I wanted to write music. And it would be, I used to do right dance, hip-hop, whatever. But the sound gradually just came into what it is today. But it wasn't like I said, okay, I'm going to be a reggae artist. It was just, I'm going to be a performer.
Yeah, man. Basically, it was more so I got a message that I want the people to hear.
Yeah, and whatever format it comes out with.
Yeah, man. Is it anybody in particular that you could say inspired inspired that in you to be an entertainer? Like, I saw this person, I saw how they touched people, so I want to do that. Was it anybody in particular?
Lots of music. Too many to Slick Rick. Annika Mosey, Bob Marley, Black Uhuru, Jay-Z, Bounty Killer, lots of people.
Yeah, man. As we move along, we know that everybody's journey starts with a dream, and it's like, I want to be this, but you never know what you're going to see. So when you started out on this journey, would you say you've already accomplished what you set out to accomplish, or you still haven't got to where you saw yourself from the beginning?
No, there's still lots of work to do.
So for those who don't know, we have 4 projects that I'm going to talk about before. For those that's listening, if you haven't heard it before, make sure you go check out these projects. The 7-Year Itch, the 8-Year Affair, the Ancient Future, and Royalties Free. So with all that body of work ahead of you, how do you keep coming up with the creativity, I guess, because the reason I ask is because I'm a big fan and I listen to lyrics, right? And in today's time on is just really kind of listening to the beat, but now I hear lyricism. What inspires you to keep coming up even after 4 projects and now going into Blood Money, which we'll talk about that, but what inspires you to keep going?
Just to be fresh, to be current, to make sure that my music doesn't sound dated or doesn't to be as hungry as when I just first came up with my first project. And because once you lose that, you lose your edge. Once you lose your edge, for me, it's better you don't put out any music. So I just have to keep it fresh, make every time I come back with something, people are like, wow, this sounds so different, or it sounds unique. So that's my main thing.
Okay, so brethren, we're actually gonna get into talking more about your music. I'm interested because I asked my audience questions that they wanted to know, and they wanted to know, how did the Rasta Love with K-Money come? How did you guys bump into each other for that record to come in? Because that was my introduction.
The producer Don Carleone just thought it would be dope for me and Kimani to do some work. Kimani is a real cool guy, and he was like, he was down to do it. So I wasn't even there when he recorded it. I just heard it after.
When you heard it, did you instantly know, yeah, this is nice. This is gonna, the people are gonna take to this one right here?
Yeah. Immediately, I knew it was a hit song.
Yeah, man. So I want to get into lyrics, because as I talk about, a lot of people listen to the beat, but they don't listen to the lyrics. So if you would allow me to quote the eye, because this is something that really hit me, because I am Rastafari Jams. We are a reggae radio station that represents the Rastafari culture. So you said, for the man them way you cut it up in grain chill, for the man them way you cut it in the Can't feel them locked up Leonard Howell for Sel Selassie face. Them could not stop the message. This is Selassie place. This here, we're repping. Acts about to happen. Pon September 11th, 1987. Day they kill we brethren. Tosh and Free Eye. So Rasta Reggae Radio could never see the light. The reason I just quoted those lyrics, brethren, because they hit the eye in a way. Like, I already saw the vision because that's why I was organizing, like Rasta. It was Rastafari Radio. I didn't change the name a few times, but it's Rastafari Jam. So when you think about those lyrics, do you feel like the masses are receiving the message that you were trying to send, like tell the people now? Like when you perform do you see people connecting with it? I guess that's kind of the question, you know.
Some people do, some people don't. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like some people may not get to hear it this year, maybe 3 years later, when they read something, they make the connection. My job is to just kind of
plant the seed,
put it out there and try to make it come across as clear as it can. But, you know, like, at the end of the day, you make it cool enough that even if somebody doesn't get the fullness, it still sounds good. And then eventually it will seep into their consciousness.
And they'll do the research on their own to discover what it is. Because I just feel like that's a story that ones don't talk about. I hear everybody talk about, you know, Rastafari. Even
and that's why I did that lyric. That's why I did that lyric video for that song also.
Yeah, I actually just saw that last week. Because when I think about repatriation, it's like it starts with understanding what Leonard Howell was able to establish at Pinnacle to believe that we can really do it in today's time. So that's why I referenced that. So give thanks for you know, for entertaining me while I discuss that. But we want to talk about this tour you on, because that's what you're here for. You're in California. You're on tour with Iration. It's the Lost and Found Winter Tour. So you want to talk about that? You know, tell the people what you what they can expect. You know.
Yeah, we're here for like a month tour with Iration. We have our first show tonight in San Diego by ourselves. We have about 7 headline shows, and then we have about 20 shows with Iration. So it's our second time in a row touring California in the winter and touring West Coast. And it's good to link up with, you know, bands that have been doing it here for a long time. So I'm just excited to get the show on the road.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So we want to talk about one thing, this blood money. You know, I'm interested in that because even what made you decide to put the X's in the blood money instead of just spelling it the correct way? I'm really...
The what?
The blood money, you know how it's spelled? It has the X's.
Do you have it?
Do I have it in my rotation?
Do you have that song, Blood Money?
No, I don't have it. It hasn't been sent to me. Like
okay.
I get it.
Okay, we're gonna send it. We're gonna send it to you right after this interview.
Okay, because I've been talking about it, and I'm like I want to know what was the thought process behind it, because I see it. You don't just come up with stuff and put it out. I know that, Protoje. I'm a fan, so it's like I always kind of want to get the thought process when you was coming up, being creative with it, you know. That
song is very, very pertinent to Jamaica right now, and doing really well there. You know, creating a lot of buzz and energy, and it's really about the state of Jamaica. I'm saying, come and take a look in Jamaica. I'm talking about some stuff that is going on there right now. And you know, as soon as we get to release that song and do some more visuals and stuff, you know, the message will get clearer and clearer to the listener.
Because I think about the message as an extension of what Danisha was doing with the Rasta's journey, you know? It's like bringing a highlight on what's really going on, like so people could really see, as we live in a visual world, and so when people can see it, it's like they can relate to it more in their heart. So I give thanks for you sharing that. I mean, it really wasn't so much for me, it's for the audience, because for me, I'm a Rasta man, so I know what it is, but I want to introduce ones that don't know that it's a different option to, you know, what it is, you know, so I give thanks, you know. No, being a Rasta man, I'm already aware of what's happening, so I really speak for my audience, the ones that's listening, that send me messages, that's, you know, inquiring about things. So that's what I'll say. I give thanks for you reasoning to, you know.
Okay, yeah, no doubt.
So the ones could you know, get the vibe. So I know you just coming to town and you got to get ready for the tour, so we ain't gonna take up too much of your time. We just really want the reason with the eye, you know, let ones know that you will be performing. Go get those tickets, protoje.com. Protoje.com is the place to get the tickets.
Yeah, no doubt.
Anything else you want to share with the people before we let you go, brethren?
Just, you know, go check out the music. Everything is on SoundCloud, available for streaming and all music platforms. You know, royalty free. You can still download it for free. keep on the lookout for Blood Money. We'll send it to you. You can play it for your audience and, let me know what the feedback is like.
Yeah, man. Give thanks. So, yeah, man, guidance and protection there, brother. Rastafari love.
Every time.
Yes, I.
Every time.
Bless.
Bye.
Yeah, man. So you just heard the one they call Protoje. You can, well, actually, I'll be posting this interview online pretty soon. So for those that missed it, don't worry about it. That missed the beginning of it is what I'm saying. If you're just tuning in, here's more music. Rastafari Jams. Protoje, and we're saying log into RastafariJams.com. Check it out. PJ, you don't know. Big up the team. Protoje, watch it.